What is Surrealism? Surrealism, a captivating artistic movement that emerged in the early 20th century.
Dada, the father of Surrealism. The movement was named in Zurich in 1917 by opening a dictionary at random. It means something in every language. In French, a child's hobby horse. In English, an infantile sound. Its aims were nihilist. It cried, "Down with everything." I don't know who painted this graffiti, but I've been sitting on this wall for 10 minutes and nobody has paid any attention to me or it. The Dada bomb, wrote Marcel Jean, was prepared in New York, exploded in Switzerland, set fire to Germany, and fizzled out in Paris. And yet the ghost of Dada still rattles its chains.
Great to have a place where you can just bring it down and you don't have to go through a big jurying process. You can, Alex says, you bring it, we'll show it, which means you get to see stuff that's sort of, and then other stuff that's wow, you know? So it makes for a really interesting evening.
So, this surrealist thing officially started when a French poet named André Breton published the first Surrealist Manifesto in 1924.
A little bit. The stuff I see played here every day, something new is playing here. There's just another step forward in making you think that film isn't just, guns and car chases and advancing the plot line. It's about making amazing pictures and making pictures of the mind. It sounds stupid, but it's about making pictures of the mind, It really is. You're taking stuff out of your brain and throwing it up on a screen for those people to look.
Officially founded by Andrew Breton in 1924 with the publication of the Manifesto of Surrealism. The Surrealist movement coincided with the rise of Freudian psychoanalysis.
So, we get it. Freud was a bit skeptical about Surrealism. But Surrealists still wanted to explore the human psyche and thought of Surrealism.
Here is a piece of Surrealist sculpture by Merit Oppenheim. Surrealists like to put objects that were not normally associated with one another together, to make something that was playful and disturbing at the same time, in order to stimulate the unconscious mind. This is a sculpture by Salvador Dali called Lobster Telephone. It's about food and sex.
Benefits of Freud's ideas, but they still made many fascinating artworks we enjoy today.
Influencing their artistic and literary endeavors. Surrealism's impact was not confined to Europe. Figures like Jackson Pollock and Max Ernst incorporated surrealist ideas into their works, inspired subsequent generations of artists and paved the way for movements like abstract expressionism, which merged automatism with emotional expression.
Would you like to answer that phone?
People who have made no attempt to educate themselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Death of Art.
Imagine walking into a museum and seeing something impossible, an artwork that never looks the same twice.
Adversarial networks and neural networks to create incredible data sculptures and art installations.
Baseball, or hockey, or skiing, or I prefer football.
Pardon? Another one. There's nothing more enjoyable. For love.
Logic lost in Dali's.
Bring me chocolate. Big chocolate. Papier chocolate. The pepper, you know, the pepper for enveloping the chocolate. What is the name? Pepper. Metallic, any kind of metallic, brilliant, and soft, silvering pepper.
As Terence McKenna would say.
Surrealism's legacy persists in contemporary art.
It's a psychedelic experience, etc. This is the actual
Reste gravé comme dans un fossile atavique.
This party's fucking great. I need many beautiful asses.
In this video, we'll take a look at 30X and everything in between.
Paintings of René Magritte. In his work Golconda, Magritte painted more than 100 figures of identical men falling from the sky like raindrops. All men were painted realistically, but Magritte's surreal setup of bodies floating in the air looks like something you can only see in dreams. Freudian dreamscape is present in Giorgio de Chirico's metaphysical paintings too. The dreamlike atmosphere of the empty piazzas, the sexual symbols seen in towers and arcades, and the mixing of contradictory elements, it's everything surrealists loved.
Of imagination.
Surrealism extended beyond visual arts to literature, poetry, film, and even philosophy.
Synchronicity. In synchronicity,
Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Christopher.
Like me, Ryan is a filmmaker and animator. 3 decades ago, he was a rising star in the world of animation. He's the creator of several short films, 2 of which have secured his place in the history of animated filmmaking.
You want me to confess?
Today, I asked Ryan if I could record our conversations. He replied by telling me about a simple inspiration he had back in 1968.
So I said, what I really want to do is make a film just with figures, walking figures. Oh wow, you got some. Oh wow, you got one of the original drawings.
Ryan's looking at artwork he created 35 years ago. This is the first time he's seen this drawing since he created it.
This is amazing. Oh wow, this is beautiful.
35 years ago, Ryan created thousands of drawings like this one, and then put them together, one after the other after the other.
It was fabulous. It was a great honor to be nominated. But then everybody gets nominated for an Academy Award eventually. You know?
And then she produces what she herself described in a letter as perhaps her most surrealist work. It was the Hôtel de Parot, Chambre 202, which is an installation where we have a lot of her ideas coming into their own as a hotel room. And in this room, it's not any hotel room, it's where we have figures again escaping the walls, ripping the wallpaper. We have furniture, which is before our eyes metamorphosing into limbs, legs, thighs. Very dark. It's quite uncanny and macabre.
Some people said they won't last. Too bad they aren't hard. Things like that. They might as well have said, too bad they aren't dead.
One creates images while the other judges them. Together, constantly improving, learning what makes an image feel natural and meaningful.
The painter's wife, Gala, sleeping on a rock, surrounded by a rifle, fish, elephant, pomegranate, and 2 tigers. This type of painting showed an irrational mix of objects that had symbolic meanings, and more often than not, sexual connotations. This mix of contrary elements consciousness and therefore increasing.
To the haze, my mind's out of phase.
So here are 2 of my final results, and I must say I'm very, very excited with what the team and I have achieved here. Here you can see the wider angle version of the shot, but if I bring up the overlay of the original Philippe Hausmann and Dali image, we can see that the position of the pedestal, the panels on the floor, and the extension of our floor itself even joins perfectly into our picture, into the original. But most importantly and most difficult was getting our actor to jump at the right moment and have the water thrown through the air at the right moment and captured in the right shape at the right time. This was always going to be the biggest challenge, and fortunately we've achieved it. We have a similar position to the water, interesting refraction of light running through the water here on that particular shot, and the breakup of the water over the Salvador Dali painting of Leda Atomica in the background. So I'm extremely happy with that version. If we zoom in on the picture, and I bring it in and we study the detail. You can see how our chair is silhouetted, how our actor has invoked that emotion of Salvador Dali. We have the flow of the liquid running through the shot and tailing off here, the panels on the floor, everything working really, really well to match the original picture. So I'm very, very pleased with what we've achieved in accomplishing this very, very challenging reproduction of this famous historical image.
People had mixed feelings about surrealism.
Surrealists sought to tap into the unfiltered realm of dreams, tapping into the mysterious and enigmatic aspects of human existence.
Turned into the most famous Grateful Dead poster known to mankind.
In conclusion, Surrealism, born in the early 20th century, stands as a testament to the power of imagination and the human psyche's uncharted territories.
Fetish object that contains more of the lipstick, chopped up little bits and pieces of the lipstick, set in beeswax.
Will unfold behind the clouds, and there upon the rainbow.
Think about how far we've come, from cave paintings to canvas, and now to quantum computing and AI. Yet this artwork still moves us emotionally, still makes us contemplate our place in the universe. Maybe that's what makes it truly revolutionary.
But surrealism continues to have a huge influence on culture and society today. As Breton said, surrealism is not just an art movement, it's a way of thinking, a way of life, a way of transforming existence.
Bravo. Very nice, very nice.
What do you intend to be?
I don't know.
I looked again and saw it was a letter from my wife.
Is that Mr. Charles?
Could you give him a message, please? Could you tell him an elegant elephant telephones all the time? Thank you.
That's not where the money is, but, you know, it's like they say, what, there's no money in poetry and there's no poetry in money? Same with this.
Bonsoir, merci. Spare change, sir? No? Okay, merci bien. Gentlemen, can spare a little change? Hey, thanks, man. Merci bien. Merci. Monsieur, can spare a little change?